And this is largely a shot at the entire fandom of the NFL. You prayed for the Chiefs' downfall, and what did that do? It brought you back to me a Thanos graphic. It's a shout out to Pat's Reddit. So it's basically like we're back to being the dynasty. That's a little bit too much, but good for the meme world. Here's what I'm saying.
You think it's too much to say you're back to being a dynasty before you've won a playoff game?
I'm not saying that yet.
I'm
not saying that yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the analogy I would make. Man, on a work site, the OSHA guy shows up. He's not saying there's accidents, then you call the hospital. He's just looking out for an environment where accidents can happen. I'm just saying, if there was an OSHA guy dedicated to football dynasties, he would write the Patriots up.
Okay, so that is, so I'll let you finish.
So I'll give you the right. We have the coach and the QB, which seems kind of easy to do. It's just two people. Until you go through the entire league, Jets, Dolphins, Bills, we were talking about McDermott getting fired, and you have that graphic. I don't have it, or not.
If a coach and quarterback don't win a Super Bowl within their first 5 years together, they've never won a Super Bowl.
Boom. So that also takes out
the Ravens.
The Steelers, the Bengals are going to fire their coach. The Browns have neither.
Right.
Titans, no. Texans, maybe. Colts, Jags, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, yes, maybe. And Raiders are out. So amongst that group, there's just a handful of teams that have coach and quarterback, and none of the quarterbacks this year are playing like Drake May. So here's Drake May's passer rating above 125, most in teams' first 13 games. They're just sort of legendary seasons. I don't know if Lamar seems legendary, but it was a quality season.
That was a great.
Yeah, he almost won MVP.
We're kind of. I'm not saying we are a dynasty. I'm just saying there's a lot of elements of dynasty that I would be nervous about if I wasn't a Patriots.
Okay, so this is. You said you thought there was going to be bad for the show because of the Chiefs graphic. That's not at all. I don't care about something dumb on Reddit.
It was a little sensitive right now.
I think the part that I react to on that is I think you are setting yourself what should be nothing but jubilation. Because I was going to say nothing but good things, and I still will. You forget the cart before the horse. You're 30 steps out in front. And maybe because you guys had the greatest dynasty in the history of football.
Yeah, dynasty's in our DNA.
But it's not. I
think you're a little.
It is. You are acting as if there is no bridge between Super Bowl contender, which you are, and Super Bowl champion, which you might be, and dynasty, of which there have been 5 in the history of pro football, and none simultaneous. And so now maybe the Chiefs are just done. Maybe it's, I'm not talking about this season. Maybe Mahomes and Reed are done. But it's also very often that we don't go consecutive dynasties. I've never once in my life following sports heard of a team discussed as a dynasty before it has played a single playoff game. And your OSHA stuff, all of that could apply to a bunch of teams right now. Like right now, that is not the dynasty pedigree, but it's what the Chargers feel. Like finally we got Herbert the right coach. We're 8-4. We're in great shape.
Dynasty's not in their DNA. Falling apart is in their DNA.
But again, I don't believe that the stadium or the jerseys have. I think Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, if either one of them were still there, even in a consultancy role, maybe I'd buy it more. But so I think sometimes we discuss whether we should talk about the game last night or look forward. Today we agreed we're going to look forward. I didn't know we were going to look forward 7 years.
Yeah. Nick's getting frustrated. And, it's actually really interesting. Because the show of First Things First, I'm gonna take this more meta a little bit because I've talked about Drake May so much. And I'll still talk about Drake May in this clip, but I like to commentate on the show itself sometimes as well. If the Chiefs, Nick Wright himself has admitted, he it was a tongue-in-cheek comment, but he pretty much said, I don't know if I'd have a job if the Chiefs weren't, as great as they were, right? And he's obviously been able to build, he's obviously great at what he does, very successful, deserves all the success that he has. But his brand has grown because he's obviously a mega Chiefs fan, and he's double, triple, quadruple down on that, and they kept winning. And so they're the most popular team right now. They're in the midst of the dynasty. And so that also helps first things first go through the roof, right? Ratings. Wilds himself last season, when the Chiefs were playing the Texans, he said it would be terrible for our show if the Chiefs lose. Like, he said that was before the playoff game started. And that's why then he even, I guess they talked about before the show where it's like, oh, if I show these graphics making fun of the Chiefs, it's, it can kind of be bad or whatever, because I'm sure so many Chiefs fans watch this show, and it gives Nick a lot of a lot of control within the show. I don't mean like control and power from like from anything negative in that regard, but just like, hey, we're gonna talk about the Chiefs a lot today, right? And it's like, yeah, how can we not? And it's like, and when you're talking Chiefs, you're looking at Nick, you're like, well, Nick, how do you feel about the Chiefs? And it just sets the tone to be able to drop all the banners, to troll the Bills, right? To do all the stuff that they obviously want to do. The show loves to use props and people, the doorstep of destiny and the trumpeteers or whatever the heck they're called. And if the Chiefs now do slowly start to take a back seat, which I'm not saying they are or they aren't, but let's say they do, and now it's just, they're a good team, but they're not quite what they were, and things are starting to slowly fade away, and now you're having the Patriots step up. It's like Wilds potentially becomes a lot more of a focal point. Like, even just this segment alone, he's talking about passer ratings and this and that, and he's the one that's like, Dusty, give me this graphic. Like, he's the one that's coming with that energy, rather than him being more of a host at that point. Like, he's not just a host. His main role is definitely more of a host. When it's really more Brew and Nick going back and forth, and Wilds will obviously chime in here and there, but he's not the main focal point. If they have Greg there, Greg shares his take, and then Nick shares his take, and then Brew shares his take, and Wilds makes a joke, has a few comments, and that's it. Like, he doesn't have his full-on fleshed out takes where he's like, look at these graphics, look at all of this, let's go through all of this. Like, it's just not the same thing. But if the Patriots are legit and they're winning Super Bowls and all of this, the show changes. The show absolutely, I mean, like, he wasn't doing this stuff before. He wasn't walking through the doorstep of destiny and doing all that type of stuff. So the show fundamentally shifts. And it's, people don't like change. And, I mean, listen, I think, for someone who does this, on obviously an incredibly tiny level relative to what these guys are doing, it's so much easier if you have the levels of consistency. If I just know the Eagles are going to be elite, the Chiefs are going to be elite, the Bills elite, Ravens elite, like, it is an inconvenience. I spent all last year speaking up the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels. I believe in the Commanders fully. I believe in Jaden Daniels fully. This season, and all the fans who know me, who got to know me, who are commenting, who are like, you're the best, Julian, you're the best. And you're like, oh, you support the Commanders, blah, blah, blah. It's like, this season, like, none of them are here because the Commanders haven't been good. They've been losing. And Jane Daniels got injured. And so it's just like, there's only so much for me to talk about the Commanders right now. That hurts me. Right? Not only is it a foundational knowledge that I have and a passion that I have about my belief in how great Jaden Daniels is and what that team can do, but then all the people that like would have loved to interact with this channel, the Commanders aren't winning, so they're like, I'm not really watching these videos. I don't really care. It changes. It hurts things. And so now it's like a new team. Like, I'm telling you right now, it's uncomfortable and awkward if like the Jacksonville Jaguars become the best team in the AFC, because people are like, what the Jags, that fan base, what do we have to work with here? All 12 of them, like, which is why Wild said it would be bad for our show if the Chiefs get knocked out wild card, right? Or the divisional round. Like, it is bad. You know, like, this show wants to double, quadruple down, and I don't blame them, to be very clear. Like, Colin has said it, you know, years ago. He's like, why do I always talk football? Why do I always talk about the Dallas Cowboys? He's like, because I talk about what the viewers want, you know, what the ratings want. And I respect his honesty. He's like, I'm going to talk about what's popular. Like, that's what I'm here to do. And it's why I went to Patriots fans before and said, you're not watching these videos. Please subscribe. Please watch the full length of the video. I want to talk Patriots, but like, I'm not big enough where I can just keep making videos that like 10 people watch. It's just like, not to mention, it's like, I want to make videos that people want to watch and that people want to discuss and comment. It's not just for the superficial, like, oh, I got 50,000 views. It's like, no, like, I want to have the conversations. I want to talk about things that people want to talk about here. I do get bored. Like yesterday, on First Things First, they had like 8 different Kansas City Chiefs segments. And it was just like, what about the Denver Broncos? Like, what about all these other teams that we could be talking about and discussing? We don't have to hit the same beats again and again and again. But if people watch them, if people want to comment on them, and people, you know, and that's where all the energy is there, it's like, I can't blame them. You know, after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I was making a ton of Eagles videos. People are like, why are you making so many Eagles videos? And it's like, because they won the Super Bowl. Like, what do you mean? If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, if the Patriots win the Super Bowl this year, better believe I'm going to be making a ton of Patriots videos, you know, all throughout the winter, spring, and summer. Like, that's how it works. You know, I want to talk about the things that people want to talk about, but like, you know, watching this, seeing Nick get irritated and annoyed, and I know Wild is obviously having fun and he's getting excited and he is putting the cart before the horse, but like, this very much, like, it's just, the show changes, man. Wild's become such a more focal point if the Patriots keep winning and keep winning and keep winning and keep winning. Imagine if the Ravens, because that's Brew's like main team, you know, with all the robe and the making a sandwich and doing all that type of stuff. I mean, if the Ravens kept winning and winning and winning and they were winning Super Bowls, like, so much of the focal point would be on Brew now, right? And like, there would be so much more of a head-to-head battle if the Ravens could like actually contend with the Chiefs over the years and, you know, give you a sense that they could actually, you know, beat them and win the Super Bowl. Like, it would be, you know, so it would be larger than life, but it's just, you know, the Ravens haven't been able to you know, answer the call, but certainly feels like the Patriots can, certainly feels like Drake May can. And when you do look around the league, when you look around, you know, the makeup of all these other teams, you know, like even like the Los Angeles Rams, who are a great, you know, great coach, great quarterback, well run, really competitive. Like, Stafford's not playing for another 10 years, right? So it's just like, even in the NFC, like some of these other competitive teams, like, the Patriots are either already right there with them, whether you want to talk about some of these other up-and-coming teams like the Packers or something, or the Bears. Like, the Patriots don't have to play catch-up, and you could even make the argument that they may even be ahead. And if you're looking at the AFC, it's like, who are they playing catch-up, or who are they behind right now? They're not playing catch-up with the Broncos. They're not playing catch-up with the Bills or the Ravens, and those teams are falling away currently. The Chiefs as well. You know, they're not, you know, they're obviously ahead of the Raiders. They're ahead of, you know, again, they're not playing catch-up to the Chargers. They're ahead of the Chargers, quite frankly. Just maybe they wouldn't be as much if it wasn't for health, at least right now. And so, yeah, I just, yeah, it's so fascinating to see where the Patriots are right now, and yeah, it's pretty extraordinary to watch, honestly. And I'll be honest, I don't want the Patriots just to become this dynasty and they win. I know, I know that's not what Patriots fans want to hear, but like, I think it's good for football when you truly have no idea what's going to happen. I think even over these last however many years with the Kansas City Chiefs, you know, you do, obviously there is that sense of like everyone versus the Chiefs, and everybody wanted the Bills to beat the Chiefs, and they were showing Josh Allen as like Batman and stuff, and then, you know, the Eagles taking down the Chiefs was like this big monumental moment of like, you know, like a Thanos snap of like just like resetting the timeline of just like hitting the refresh button. And it's like, after all that, and that's what I said going into that Super Bowl, of saying like the Eagles beating the Chiefs, like it saves sports conversation, because right now if the Chiefs repeated, even now the Chiefs are losing right now, Nick would just be like, the Chiefs 3P, oh, team with the 3P, 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 and it would just ruin sports talk from my viewpoint, and you hit that reset moment. And I just want to marinate in that for a little bit longer. When this year you're just like, who could win the Super Bowl? Could it be the Patriots? Could it be the Bills? Could it be the Eagles? Could it be the Bears? Could it be the Rams? Like, I enjoy that. So I just don't want to feel that. I don't want to have that constant conversation where it's like, well, we know no one could beat the Patriots. Anyone who comes out the NFC, like, they're not going to win that. Like, I always hated in the playoffs when they were just, like Colin, when the Bills played the Chiefs, he was like, winner of this game wins the Super Bowl. And it's like, based on what? Like, where is that the case right now? Like, why are you so confident the winner of that game wins the Super Bowl? And that obviously ended up not being the case, right? So I just love when we don't have this like automatic confidence about this one singular team that's going to win. I root for the drama. I want the intensity. I want the moment. I want to be confused and not know how a game is going to unfold. So the one thing I am confident enough is that I do believe the Patriots will be great. I do believe Drake May will be great. I'm not going to start crowning any quarterback, any franchise, a dynasty right now in this moment of time. But it is just funny to see. You're getting a slight preview of what a shift in dynamic can take place on First Things First. And yeah, I don't know. Just interesting. You see a lot less banners and a lot more doors. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Patriots? The dynasty talk already. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing, as we are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.